Big moment coming up for us.
Yeah, we found this buried in the garden in the villa. So it's been a busy day and it's been very hot, but the sun is going down now. That's why you're so like good at penmanship.
What's that even a word?
Yeah.
Penmanship?
Yeah. Yes.
What's a word?
It is a word. Look it up. In May I came out to the villa for my first ever solo trip. I was excited and a bit nervous at the same time. It was a really enjoyable week, and whilst I was there to have a bit of time out and relax, I wanted to move things on in the villa. So I decided to paint the front wall. I thought this would only take me a day or two maybe at the most, with some breaks in between. I wasn't actually expecting it to take as long as it did. As we've mentioned before, we've wanted the villa to look like it's loved and cared for. This is important to us for when we are back in the UK, that the villa doesn't sit there looking like it's empty all the time. Our neighbours are great and they keep an eye on the place, but it feels good to us to know that it's looking like it's cared for. As also mentioned, we had family coming over this summer, so we wanted the best impression to be given. The first thing you see as you pull up to the villa in the road is a long wall, and it had obviously not been painted or looked after for some time. So I decided once I was there on my own that project front wall was a go. Most of the cars that come up and down the road were really courteous and drove around me. There were a few that got a bit close, but on the whole everyone was great and lots of people started stopping and talking to me. And it was actually nice because I could feel I was becoming part of the community whilst I was there on my own. Our neighbour and one of the brothers from next door came over to tell me that I needed to do a proper job. I felt a little bit disheartened at this, but after I'd licked my wounds, I decided to listen to him because I didn't want Chris to come out and think that I hadn't done well. So I borrowed some wire brushes from him and I started to scrape off all the moss rather than just painting over it. And of course he was right, this did make it look much better and it will last longer. But it did make me laugh a bit at the time that he was coming and telling me that I was doing it all wrong. There was one lunchtime I decided to go down to the front with the wheelbarrow, which has quite a lot of holes in it, and the spade, which if you've watched the swimming pool videos you'll know also has quite a lot of holes in it. I lined the wheelbarrow with a bin liner and started to dig out some of what was in front of the wall. I wasn't really sure what it was. It just looked like rubbish and grass and stuff. It was actually quite a lot of mud and dust and filth, and I did one side and before I knew it I'd filled the wheelbarrow twice. This was okay and I pushed it back up into the garden, but then I started wondering where I was going to put it. So that ended up being left and I've still got the other side to do. One day I will get that finished. I trimmed back some of the grass and some of the plants to try and help me reach where the wall is. I think when I go back in winter I'll need to have another go at it so that I can get closer to the bottom. But it was actually quite hot out there towards the end of May. Although there was one day I was sitting there painting in the rain. There was a bit of a shower came over and someone passed by and said, "Aren't you going to go inside?" And I laughed and said, "This is nothing compared to the UK." It was nice having some humour and some interaction with people.
We brought this sign back from Zante in October, didn't we?
We did, yes.
And we're in England at the moment. It's June. No, you wouldn't believe it was June because it's freezing.
Again.
And we brought some paint with us. The same colour paint as what we painted the veranda in. And we are going to bring this sign back to life by painting a nice blue Villa Sweet William onto it, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. And then when we travel back in the summer, we're going to put the sign back up at the villa so that when people go past or pull up to the villa, they'll know exactly where they are.
This sign's really old, so lots of the writing is difficult to make out. So we're just going over it now.
That's why you're so good at
What?
Penmanship.
What's that even a word?
Yeah.
Penmanship?
Yeah.
What do you mean? There's a wonky one coming up here. No, I can't use more of those than this. Penmanship, no?
Yes.
What's penmanship? I'm asking.
When you have good pen skills.
Good.
Yes.
What's a word?
It is a word. Look it up.
Oh my god, I've never heard of it. Use that one in How are we looking? How are we looking?
Yay, that looks so good. Oh, you got dots up there.
That's just what I said. That's what I just said. I meant to have it. Just have to dab it with a little bit of white paint afterwards. Okay.
I am the overseer.
The boss. So you might recognise the colour here. This is what we painted the veranda. One job, look. One job.
How much do we need?
Okay, let's go.
Where's my push paintbrushes?
What, these aren't push enough.
Can I have the folder?
Oh my god. There's an artiste in the house.
We've waited, how long to do this?
So we brought this back to the UK in October because we were planning on doing it whilst we were there in October, but we ran out of time, didn't we?
As usual.
And then we planned to do it before we went back in January and didn't have time. I didn't manage to. And we planned to do it before we went back in April. I didn't manage to do it. So this is us doing it.
And then the
there's the door.
Looks nice.
Okay, let's give it 10 minutes in the sun.
Okay.
Ta-da! Finished article.
Welcome to Villa Sweet William.
Looking forward to seeing what it looks like either on the gate or wherever we end up putting it. But this looks a hell of a lot better than when we first found it, doesn't it?
Yeah, no longer covered in filth and the letters peeling off. So it's been a busy day and it's been very hot, but the sun is going down now, and so we're outside and we're going to stain the gate with a nice wood colour to bring it back to life.
Monday morning blues, I open my eyes and I'm greeted by a cute little smile. The world is new with you by my side. Everything is beautiful. Tuesday afternoon, I'm calling you home just to hear your voice on the phone. I think of you and I'm not alone. You are everything.
Big moment coming up for us. This sign has done some mileage, hasn't it?
Yeah, we found this, as I'm sure you've seen, buried in the garden in the villa.
Yep.
And we didn't have time to paint it whilst we were here, so it travelled all the way back to the UK with us, sat in our house for about 6 months because we didn't find a moment to do it, and then decided we needed to get it back out here and done. So here it is, back in Greece.
Survived. Didn't get bashed up in the
Transit.
yeah, where they hold all of the luggage and throw it all around. So here we go. It's going to go in its final resting place on our
Newly painted gate.
newly painted gate. Where shall we position it? Middle of that gate, top of that gate.
Top.
In the middle.
Yeah. Calamira.
Calamira.
Okay? Oh, good luck.
That kind of high.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, does that work with the metal behind it? Does that give you enough room to screw it in?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Should be okay. Are you happy?
Anything has got to be nicer than how it is. Oh, okay.
So the screws I didn't put the screws in all the way just so I could move it about if I wanted to, but we've got a tiny gap. We're just going to close up now.
Under the sky so blue, I found my piece of heaven.
Yay! And this is the sign that I cannot wait to get rid of because it's really battered and seen its best times. And we didn't feel like we could bring that one back to life. There we go.
Yeah, I know.
It's definitely a yay. Well done.
Guys, thank you so much for coming this far with us yet again. Your likes and subscriptions really help our channel and are greatly appreciated. Hope to see you soon.